All right, everyone. Sorry about that. I uh, I set this up for 7:30, and then I got back from walking, and I said, you know what? I can go a little bit early, and then I got inspiration from up above from this weekend, and I'm going to get into that. Let me move my mic so we can see Bo Schembeckler over there. We've got Bo over here, and we got Coach Harbaugh over here. All right. Michael Burden, thank you for your initial comment. Go Blue. Raheem Urban Gaines, thank you for stopping through and being here. In the words of the great Jim Rome, we have a lot to get to. I don't intend to be on long, but we have a lot to get to, and I have some flowers to give out to participants from week 4 of the college football season. This may look a little like the Jim Rome show. I am a disciple of Jim Rome. I am I guess maybe I'm a retired jungle clone, but we do humor over here. Let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube, and then I won't belabor this because I know this is my sports crowd, so some folks get impatient. All right, there we go. I see the red icon underneath the red Huskers. Please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free, and those help out with the engagement. Please smash that like button. Just waiting for this ad to play. Now here's the ad that you can skip. Thank you for that like. Anyone who comes in, please smash that like button. The likes are free, and they help out with the engagement. All right. I will see you all on the other. Oh, look, here's our resident super fan, Mr. Abdul Gaines. Abdul, thank you for being here. Thank you for spreading your goodwill as always. All right, I will see you all on the other side of Let's Go Blue. Now, Abdul Gaines, when he comes in, he's determined to distract me, so I have to give him this present early.
All right, and I'm going to continue to live that way and try to do what's right. And, you know, that's who Nick Saban is. All right, so regardless of what anybody says, that's who Nick Saban is.
That's who Nick Saban is, Abdul. All right, everybody, welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. I am a scientist / writer, blogger, soon to be author, but most importantly, I am a Michigan alum. And as a Michigan alum, I am a Michigan football fan. Well, wait a minute, not all Michigan alums like football. There were quite a few at the university who weren't into that, but I was, and that's why I'm here. That's why you see the Michigan flag hanging up back there. So go Blue. All right, well, I wanted to get in here and just do my prediction for Saturday's matchup with the Nebraska Cornhuskers out in Lincoln. You know, I really thought about going to this game this week about a month or so ago. But you know, things, you know, sometimes you kind of make tentative plans and things don't shake out quite the way you want or expect. And I don't talk about this a lot here. I am a federal employee, and we are staring down the barrel of another potential government shutdown. So when that happens, you kind of gotta kind of hold your resources close to you. But I am also going out to that part of the country the following week. So when I thought about logistics, resources, my personal health, I just decided that I'll watch this game from here in the DMV. All right, we've got Buckeye Alex in the chat. I don't plan to do I don't plan to have any guests tonight because I have to get up early in the morning. But Buckeye Alex, I was thinking about hitting you up. Let me slow down. I was thinking about hitting you up for a lunchtime discussion later on this week. So we'll talk offline. Your fans miss you. Antoine, Dre Ellerby, all those guys, they miss you. And I think it's time you come back. And well, you have a lot to speak. You have a lot to talk about now. And there are a lot of things you have to answer for. The entire Buckeye Nation has to answer for right now. I'm going to get to that in a second. So I did my post-game live stream on Saturday immediately after Michigan's 31-7 victory over Rutgers. So I didn't get to capture the rest of the night. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what happened after Michigan defeated Rutgers. So college football, week 4. And I'm just going to sprint through this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each game, but I'm going to sprint through it. I'm going to try to. If you're coming in, please smash that like button. The likes are free. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel, which reminds me, I want to thank everybody who has subbed the channel in the last couple of weeks. There's something about college football. There's something about Michigan football. There's something about Big Ten football that really, really is good for a channel if you cover that part of sports. So thank you. Oh, we got the snowman. We got the snowman in the building. Snowman, thank you for stopping through. I'm gonna just do a quick prediction of Michigan versus Nebraska. But let's talk about the rest of the scores from week 4 in college football. A lot happened. A lot happened in week 4. All right, so I'm just going to go through this in a brief way. I see Alex acknowledging the snowman. All right, so our Wolverines, well, my Wolverines defeated Rutgers 31-7. That's what was expected. Oklahoma defeated Cincinnati. Florida State defeated Clemson 31-24. Oklahoma defeated Cincinnati 26. Miami defeated Temple 41-7. Oh, Abdul, you still there? You still there? Everyone, I told you I am a retired jungle clone. Look at this one. Everybody was watching this one too. Was Coach Prime going to continue to ride the wave? The answer is no. Oregon defeated Colorado 42-6. And I guess this is a good place to lead into this. There was some classic trash talking this week, some classic bulletin board material. So with that, I guess we should start off with Oregon coach Dan Lanning.
Rooted in substance, not flash, rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads.
Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. This whole Coach Prime thing, man, it's amazing. I mean, some people are all in for Coach Prime. Some people are tired of seeing him high step around everywhere in his big hat and his sunglasses. And other coaches have taken the Coach Prime craze personally.
You top of your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference.
Abdul, did you see that? The Cinderella story is over. They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. What else, Dan Lanning? What else?
right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass. Yes, sir, yes. Right? It's going to be played on the grass. Let's go.
Classic trash talking this week. Classic trash talking. Woo! Abdul, were you pumped up after seeing that? I was pumped up. All right. Shout out to the snowman. Hey, everyone. I added this element to my channel thanks to the snowman. The drops, the all this kind of funny stuff. I know I said I'm a jungle clone, but snowman helped influence all this. All right. Let's see. So that was Oregon versus Colorado. And I think Colorado, looking at this, Colorado fell out of the top 25 rankings. Abdul Gaines says, I'm tired of the Whitlock energy trying to take Dion down. All right. So Kansas defeated BYU 38-27. Alabama defeated Ole Miss 24-10. Duke defeated Connecticut 41-7. Utah defeated UCLA 14-7. Tennessee defeated University of Texas San Antonio 45-14. Florida defeated Charlotte 22-7. LSU defeated Arkansas 34-31. Washington State defeated Oregon State 38-35. Baylor. Texas defeated Baylor 38-6. Penn State defeated Iowa 31-zip. So Cade didn't give Iowa that much in Happy Valley. So that was a disappointment. I was looking for Cade and Eric All and the Hawkeyes to steal one out in Happy Valley. But anyway. Oh, and here we go. Well, we're going to come back to Ohio State and Notre Dame. But let's just go over the other ones. Missouri defeated Memphis 34-27. Georgia defeated UAB 49-21. UNC defeated Pittsburgh 41-24. Fresno State defeated Kent State 53-10. Washington defeated California 59-32. And USC defeated Arizona State 40-28. I'm hearing USC's defense is not that strong. I think Joel Klatt had something to say about that. But, so USC might end the season the way they did the previous season with a collapse on defense. All right, so the big game for Saturday night was Ohio State versus Notre Dame. Okay. And according to Joel Klatt, please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free and they help out with the engagement. They help me out. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. Shout out to Bo Lytle. Respect is earned. So Ohio State, according to Joel Klatt, there was a lot of anxiety and concern going into that game for Ohio State and their fan base, most notably one Ryan Day. So I was out at a formal function here in the DMV. So I saw the end of the game and I saw Ryan Day doing this on camera. I was in my suit and tie looking at the TV in a nice lounge. And I saw Ryan Day doing this and looking like this, like he was about to beat somebody up. What was Ryan Day so worked up over?
This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
So he was ranting and raving about having a tough team, but Ryan Day, he singled somebody out in that post-game interview. Who did Ryan Day have an issue with?
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe.
What in the world could Lou Holtz, of all people, have said about Ohio State? Lou Holtz is a beloved football coach who coached at Notre Dame. What could Lou Holtz have possibly said about Ryan Day and his football team to get them so worked up?
You tell them they better bring their lunch because it's going to be a full damn day's work.
Hell yeah. I love that. Hey, hope you heard that, AJ.
Well, Ryan Day, was that all Lou Holtz said? Was that what got you worked up? Bring your lunch? Or did Lou Holtz say something else?
Notre Dame is a better football team than Ohio State.
Love hearing that. Please, Coach.
And let me tell you why.
Lou, why is Notre Dame a better football team than Ohio State? Why?
We have the best offensive line in the country. Sam Hartman won't even get his dirty all year. He has time to throw the football. The offensive line, we have great running back. Esteem is averaging about 10 yards a carry. We have great receivers. So offensively, we're set.
Okay. Offensively, they were set. Well, what else, Lou? I mean, what else got Ryan Day so worked up?
Defensively, our defensive line's better. And you look at Coach Day, and I coached at Ohio State under Woody Hayes. We won the national championship when I was there.
That's right.
So I'm proud of that.
However, Lou, is there more? There's more? However, what? What about Ryan Day and Ohio State, Lou?
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia,
Right.
Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
Uh-oh. So now it made sense why Ryan Day was raving and looking around for Lou Holtz and singling out Lou Holtz. Let's hear that last one more time.
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia,
Right.
Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
Who beats him is more physical than Ohio State. I told you guys I was a Jim Rome disciple. Let's do it one more time. Three's a charm. We'll go for the hat trick here. Don't you just love the way the crowd is egging him on?
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia,
Right.
Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
Raheem, okay, so I was out and about that night, so admittedly I didn't see most of the game. According to Joel Klatt, Marcus Freeman and his coaching staff made a blunder at the end of the game that positioned Ohio State to score that go-ahead touchdown. So, I mean, you guys did it. Kyle McCord did it. But according to Joel Klatt, it was the blunder by Marcus Freeman and his coaching staff that brought that on. Okay, so a lot of classic trash talk, a lot of classic smack this weekend. Not from our team, not from our program, but apparently comments like this from Jimbo and everybody else. Apparently, it's all adding up on Ryan Day and the pressure. Yeah, where's the triple? Do I have the triple here? I thought I had the triple queued up. All right, Ryan Day, you live to fight another day. I don't have the triple queued up here. I thought that I did, but apparently, yeah. I mean, Michigan. We were in that position. Everybody, please smash the like button if you haven't. I mean, in that era of futility between Rich Rod and Brady Hoke and Jim's first 6-7 years. I mean, we were in that position, so we know how maddening it is to continue to lose to your rival, and we know how tough it is to continue to lose to your rival every year. So I guess, yeah, that it was frustrating to hear that the last 2 years for Ryan Day. So it's understandable that he would. But hey, Lou Holtz let it rip. I mean, I was surprised when I heard what Lou Holtz actually said. I was surprised that the old man let it rip the way he did. All right. This is a Michigan football stream. We just had some fun. We're going to see Ohio State at some point. Joe Klatt said that despite that loss, Notre Dame is still a playoff-worthy team. And the Pac-12 as it stands right now is apparently pretty deep. So we're going to see one of these teams. Depending upon how things shake out, we may see one of the other two, maybe both of them later on. So let's see. All right, so now that fun is out of the way, let's go over the top 25. As I've said, it looks like Colorado fell out of the top 25, and actually Colorado's taken a beating now in terms of the reputation. It's almost as though someone described it as a stock that was inflated so much, and then this weekend it went bust. So let's see how the pollsters treated Colorado. So Georgia's still number 1. Michigan, where our Wolverines are holding their number 2 spot. Texas is number 3. Ohio State has crept up to the number 4 spot. Florida State's number 5. Penn State's number 6. Washington is number 7. USC is number 8. Oregon is number 9. Where's my Dan Mulling drop? I gotta play one more.
Right? This game ain't gonna be played in Hollywood. It's gonna be played on the grass. Yes, sir, yes. Right? It's gonna be played on the grass. Let's go.
Experienced a glitch out there. That was something StreamYard related. It wasn't me. Let me know if you can still see and hear me okay. All right, so Oregon is number 9. Utah's number 10. I'm going to skip over these guys to see if Colorado. Yeah, Colorado received 32 votes. I'm sorry, Colorado received 32 votes, Abdul, but it looks like Colorado was penalized. Colorado was penalized severely for that loss. So they were dropped out of the top 25. All right. But our Michigan Wolverines, I'm sorry, I spent 23 minutes on all the trash talk and all the scores from the weekend. I'm sorry, everyone, but I just, a classic weekend of trash talk and bulletin board material. All right. So our Wolverines, our beloved maize and blue, our winged helmets. Our team, of course, we had Jimbo back. Our team defeated Rutgers 31-7. Okay, that was not unexpected. I think everybody was relieved to see JJ rebound versus that anomaly of a game against Bowling Green. So JJ looked good, and the defense made some plays as well. So Michigan is 4-0, and that 4-game home stretch is over. And now the Wolverines are going on the road out to Lincoln to play Matt Rule's Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now, speaking of the Cornhuskers and Colorado, I did see the Cornhuskers play a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, okay, Abdul, here's going to be some more Colorado Jason Whitlock smack. So the reason Abdul mention Jason Whitlock is because Jason Whitlock on Twitter has really, over the last month, taken the hammer and taken the bat to Colorado and Dion. Jason Whitlock has not bought the Colorado stock, and he has downgraded that Colorado stock from day one. So Jason Whitlock probably had a party Saturday night. But I did see Nebraska play Colorado when Colorado defeated them. And I thought, and this is not to hate on Colorado, but I thought that if Nebraska had some form of competency on offense that day early on in the game, I thought they could have hung with Colorado, and I thought they could have beaten Colorado, because Nebraska's defense pretty much had Colorado locked up for the first half of that game. And it's just the nature of football. No matter how good your defense is, if you keep throwing your defense out there, especially after turnovers, your defense, unless it's the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, your defense is eventually going to wear down. And that's what happened for Colorado. That's what happened for Nebraska against Colorado. Jeff Sims, I believe he was a transfer from Georgia Tech. They kept fumbling the shotgun snaps. So they kept turning the ball over to Colorado, and Colorado was talented to the point where they just kept capitalizing. They eventually capitalized on those turnovers, and you just can't do that against any team. So again, I thought Nebraska looked pretty good on defense, but offensively they were very inept. So what does that say about our chances against Nebraska? So if Nebraska beat what some would say, if Nebraska lost to what some would say was an overinflated Colorado team in terms of reputation, how will they do against a legitimate heavyweight like us? I have a short piece here. I'm going to sprint through it, and I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to read some of your comments. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free, and they certainly help out with the engagement. So this is entitled Michigan versus Nebraska Odds Early Point Spread released on Wolverines and Cornhuskers. There is a picture of Matt Rule. I'm going to read some of your comments here. I see Peanut Butter Hero has come in. Let's see. I'm going to start with here. Raheem Gaines says, terrible blunder. That's referring to how Marcus Freeman and his coaching staff handled the closing minutes of the Ohio State game. Michael says it worked fine, except Freeman got soft for his former school. Abdul says 10 men on defense at the end of the game is inexcusable. Yeah, Joe Platt, really called that out. Michael Burden says that is the favor Coach Freeman did. Alex says the Buffaloes got a spanking. It happens in football. Got to be good in the trenches. Same thing Raheem Gaines said before the game. He said Colorado is barking up the wrong tree. Buckeye Alex says they've overachieved already. Raheem Gaines says apparently the intel involved Colorado being bad in the trenches. Huge secret there. Michael Burden says the time for the Minnesota game was announced for 7:30 p.m. Thank you, Michael. I will be in a different time zone, so I'm going to try to catch it. I'll be at a conference, but I'm going to try to watch as much of the game as I can. Peanut Butter Hero says there is a reason why Jason is on YouTube and not on cable TV. All right, we got another anti-Jason Whitlock guy here. Peanut Butter Hero says he is a failed journalist as well as a failed football player. All right, Abdul, you have a buddy here. Alex says some people just want other people to fail. A lot of men try and make a living out of pure commentary, pure negative commentary, talking about things they could never do. What a shame. Well, Alex, you know it's all about clicks and views too. It's definitely about clicks and views, and Jason doesn't mind. Jason doesn't mind being the villain. Peanut Butter Hero says, I'm detecting some jealousy from that big female dog because that's what he's acting like. So some more Jason Whitlock smack. And then he says, Matt Rule is the coach of Nebraska. He destroyed the Panthers and will destroy what's left of Nebraska. Wow. Abdul says, facts, Peanut Butter Hero. Raheem Gaines says, I'd like to visit Lincoln one day. Yeah, I really wanted to go, but myself, I'd like to see it as well, but things didn't shake out that way for me this year. All right. There's Matt Rule. Michigan will look to add another tally to its win column in week 5. And the odds makers are liking the Wolverines' chances. On Saturday, the team will take on Nebraska on the road. Experts evidently expect the battle to be lopsided. According to FanDuel, the Wolverines open as a 19 point. The Wolverines open as 19-point favorites against Nebraska. The over-under for the contest is set at 46 points. So if you bet the points, you should probably bet 46 or more. While the spread seems massive, it fits. Michigan has defeated every opponent by 20 or more points this season, most recently dominating 31-7. That was against Rutgers. Furthermore, the Wolverines handily defeated Nebraska last season with a 34-3 triumph. Michigan's offense is obviously dangerous, boasting standouts such as J.J. McCarthy, quarterback J.J. McCarthy, and running back Blake Corum. However, the Wolverines' defense steals the show. The team gives up just 222.3 yards per game, the least in the country. Michigan's impenetrable defense translates on the scoreboard. The team's opponents are averaging just 5.3 points per contest, the least in the nation, although the odds seem stacked. The odds seem stacked against Nebraska. The Cornhuskers have turned a corner recently after beginning the season with back-to-back losses. Head coach Matt Rule and company are on a 2-game winning streak on Saturday. The Cornhuskers comfortably defeated Louisiana Tech, rattling off 312 rushing yards in the win. Nebraska's defense has looked equally solid, as I observed against Colorado. The Cornhuskers defense is yet to give up more than 60 rushing yards in a game. The battle will be fierce in Lincoln. Okay, so this commentary about our defense is a little bit deceptive because Michigan hasn't played a heavyweight. We've played East Carolina, we've played UNLV, and we've played Bowling Green and Rutgers. So our defense arguably hasn't been tested yet. So I just wanted to put that asterisk out there. This writer is pretty bullish on J.J. McCarthy. Buckeye Alex is as well. And so is Lance Bedford.
He's a dangerous fellow. First of all, he has a pretty good arm. He has great poise. But what scares me about him is that his mobility.
What scares me about him is his mobility. And we saw that on Saturday. So JJ, and this is the dimension that we really needed against teams like Georgia and TCU, but this is the dimension that we as the fan base wanted. He's dangerous in terms of his legs, and he adds a dimension to our running game. So that read option with Blake, that's a dangerous weapon for defenses. So they don't know. Defenses are gonna have to look out for that. So Vance is bullish on JJ, just like Buckeye Alex.
Throwing the ball on the run is pretty accurate. So most defensive coaches, they like a guy who's like the Statue of Liberty, that he can't scramble. So when I pressure him, I don't have to worry about him running. JJ has the escapability that makes you nervous when you pressure him.
JJ has the escapability that makes you nervous when you pressure him. All right. Nebraska seeking first win against Michigan in a decade. Michigan owns more than recent history between the two programs. The Wolverines boast a 7-4-1 all-time record over Nebraska's head. The Cornhuskers haven't defeated Michigan since 2013 when they downed the Wolverines 17-3. That was the tail end of the Brady Hoke era. Nonetheless, the Huskers haven't been able to repeat history since Jim Harbaugh took over in Ann Arbor. With Harbaugh, Michigan is 3-0 against the Huskers, winning by an average margin of 27 points. Nebraska will look to stun number 2 Michigan this weekend. Rule knows Nebraska must be at its best to stand a chance against the Wolverines. Things have to improve, but we have the ability to do that. Rule said after defeating Louisiana Tech, the key is I told the guys to go celebrate, have fun tonight, come in tomorrow, and we have to be really, really serious about how to improve. I'm glad we got the win. We kind of did some of the things we believe in terms of taking the football away at the end and running the football, but we just have to hit overdrive as a team. The two teams will square off at 3:30 Eastern Time on Saturday. The game will be broadcast on Fox. All right, that was written by Grant Grubbs, and it was published yesterday. As a writer myself, I have to acknowledge the writer. All right, so Michigan is favored to win by 19 to 20 points. Before I wrap this stream up, I'm just going to take a quick look at how Nebraska did last week. We know how Michigan did. I covered that in my post-Rutgers game stream. I'm going to read some comments here. Thomas Orzak, thank you for stopping through. Let's see. So I will stop here. I will start here. Michael Burden says, Omaha Steaks are on you. Michael says Michigan will win 38-zip. Peanut Butter Hero says, Matt Fool, biggest theft in the coaching profession. Raheem Gaines says, I want to think Nebraska can keep it close because of their defense, but their quarterback play is just awful. I think they made a quarterback change, Raheem. Peanut Butter Hero says, I should go into coaching, $1 million contracts, and if you get fired, you get a buyout. I was just talking to a plumber today about that. I had my garbage disposal changed, and we were talking about the NFL. And yeah, even if you lose, you can make millions of dollars. So, and get buyouts in the pros and in college. Let's see. Thomas says, Michael, Michigan has not scored 38 in any game. The Michigan offense is so at best. JJ is overrated. Receivers are so at best. Thomas, are you an Ohio State guy? You sound like an Ohio State guy. Our offensive line is still gelling, and the team is still finding its way. And also, in those first 3 games, since we were playing cupcakes, our starters were pulled towards the end of those games. So Michigan could have, if they were really trying, could have gone up over the 40-point mark in those games, in my opinion. And of course, JJ had the 3 picks against Bowling Green, but I wouldn't put too much weight in the fact that the team hasn't gone over 38 yet. They will at some point. Peanut Butter Hero says Jeff Sims will make sure it isn't close. He will be the best defender on Michigan. Peanut Butter Hero says Nebraska should become last chance U because that's the only way they will become relevant again. Thomas says, what happened to Michigan being 50-50 pass run, the 50-50 pass run ratio? Harbaugh comes back and Michigan goes back to mostly run the running game, 65-35 ratio. Alex is giving JJ some props. Peanut Butter Hero says Louisiana Tech is a community college. Well, we'll see what happens when he plays a real college on Saturday. You sound like Abdul Gaines there, Peanut Butter Hero, talking about Alabama. Thomas says, JJ is good, but not elite. Not elite wide receivers are so-so at best. JJ is not a first-round pick. We do have a Buckeye here. Steve Cherry says, play somebody. Raheem Gaines says, 31-7 Michigan, 31-17 Michigan if Nebraska gets decent quarterback play. Thomas says, no Michigan fans since 1969 season. 1-3 over you should be set by now. Come on, guys. You have not played anyone. Yeah, the front end of our schedule has been soft. No doubts there. Same thing as last year. So no disagreements there. So I think, yeah, the key is going to be, well, the key is going to be continuing to gel and evolve as the season goes on. But in the Big Ten East, it's a 3-team race. It's us. It's going to be us, Penn State, or Ohio State representing the Big Ten East in the Big Ten championship game. So it's going to be one of us three, assuming no injuries to any of the three teams. All right. So 26 points, 20 points. Michigan should win by about 20 points. The last time the Wolverines went to Lincoln was the Taylor Martinez. They matched up against the Taylor Martinez Husker team in 2021. I think it was Taylor. They had a couple of Martinez kids out there. I think Taylor was the last one. It was close for most of the game. Cade was our quarterback in that game. And there were some plays where Hassan Haskins literally willed our team to victory. So that was the Cinderella comeback season for us. But with JJ at quarterback, with his mobility, with his arm, with his ability to take shots down the field, I don't think our team is going to play a game like it did 2 years ago out in Lincoln. Let's see. So let's go take a look at how Louisiana Tech did against Nebraska, or how Nebraska did against Louisiana Tech. And then I promise I'm going to wrap this up because I have to get up early in the morning. So Nebraska defeated Louisiana Tech 28-14. It doesn't look like Jeff Sims played in that game. So Heinrich Harburg went 8 for 17 for 107 yards and 1 touchdown. That's not going to get it done against our defense. Louisiana Tech's quarterback Jack Turner went 27 for 42 for 292 yards and 1 touchdown and 1 interception. JJ should match or surpass that productivity. Let's see. Nebraska, let's see. Their quarterback, this Heinrich Harburg kid, carried the ball 19 times for 157 yards. Anthony Grant carried the ball 22 times for 135 yards. Both of them scored 1 touchdown. Louisiana Tech didn't get much done on the ground themselves. Let's see. Nebraska's leading receiver was Billy Kemp IV with 5 catches for 62 yards. They didn't get much production out of any of their other wide receivers. Louisiana Tech's Cyrus Allen caught 6 balls for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. And Smoke Harris caught 10 balls for 73 yards. So Michigan should be able to move the ball on Nebraska through the air and on the ground. Nebraska fumbled it twice. It looks like they recovered both of those fumbles. Actually, they fumbled 3 times because Tommy Hill fumbled it once. So yeah, if they're going to fumble the ball and put it on the ground, that's not going to work against us. They won't win that way because our defense will scoop those balls up and run them back. They didn't get any sacks against Louisiana State. I'm sorry, Louisiana Tech. So if they didn't sack their quarterback, they're probably not going to sack JJ. They intercepted the ball once. Let me see if how they did in terms of team statistics. I'm just about done here, guys. Let's see. So, yeah, Louisiana Tech outgained Nebraska through the air. Nebraska outgained Louisiana Tech on the ground. So Nebraska likes to run the ball. And the time of possession was pretty much even. So Michigan should win this one by 20 points going away. And everyone, that's all I've got. StreamYard is doing its signal thing here. Can you guys still hear me out there? Can you guys still hear me? All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap this stream up. I have to get up early in the morning, and yeah, I think we've had enough fun. Please smash that like button. If you're just coming in, if you're watching on the playback, please smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap this up. Does anyone? You know, we'll hear Lou Holtz one more time before I wrap up, because I know you guys want to hear Lou Holtz one more time.
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
Thank you, Lou Holtz. We're going to ride those drops to the end of the season and beyond. Let's see. Peanut Butter Hero says Marcus Freeman cost Notre Dame that win. He says Ohio State is very beatable. He says Lou was right. He says, I don't know. They haven't beat Ohio State since 1936. That's kind of bad. I don't know who you're referring to. Thomas says, JJ had a great game against Penn State, still only had 12 of 24 passes. That is not elite. Yes, he hit some big ones. Will that happen again? That's a good question, Thomas, because the game is going to be in Happy Valley this time. So I've got that one circled. You know, tickets are going for $200 already for that game in Happy Valley. So, yeah, we're going to have to see. Well, JJ did it. JJ got the W at the Horseshoe last season. Surely he can get a W up at Happy Valley. He says, sorry, OSU game was 12 of 24. Is that elite, really? Okay, so you're talking about last year's game against Ohio State. Well, he made some big plays in that game, both through the air and on the ground. Thomas says, peanut butter, do you think Michigan beats Notre Dame on the road? Well, you know, Thomas, if our defense holds and our defense continues to play, that's one of the pillars for a championship team, because defense tends to travel. Offense doesn't travel all the time. Defense tends to travel. Raheem Gaines says, JJ was good enough even with that 12 for a 24. Yes, he was. I still remember that those two Cornelius Johnson touchdowns. I felt really good when I saw those two Cornelius Johnson touchdowns. Raheem, do you think it will happen again. Raheem says, I hope it won't. Michael says, go blue. Just a few more here. I hope it won't, just because he won with that stat line last year. Thomas says, how old is Lou anyway? Great coach. Yep, he's a legendary coach. Apparently, Lou Holtz coached at Ohio State as well under Woody. And then he had a stint at South Carolina, I guess, before going to Notre Dame. Let's see. Peanut Butter Hero says, yeah, Michigan would beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame has not beaten Ohio State since 1936. Wow, that's a long time. Sad. Peanut Butter Hero says, Notre Dame, Notre Shame. And then he says, touching little boys not going to win you football games. I'm not sure what that means. And Thomas says, a true trooper who has defaced this year. Come on. They have no real team with a pulse. You know what, Thomas? Until we play Penn State, that's a good point. That's a really good point. He says Lou was at NC State too. Yep, Lou's got that strong Southern accent. Raheem Gaines says, I want to forget those TDs. Good doctor. Don't forget the Colston Loveland TD, Raheem. And then JJ's TD on the ground. And then there were the two backbreakers by Donovan. The two 80 and 70-yard runs by Donovan. Yeah, I was feeling good seeing those because I wasn't sure we beat you guys in the shoot. So Michael says Arkansas after OSU. Okay, so Lou made the rounds. All right, everyone, that's it. That's it for me. So yeah, Michigan is favored by 20 points. So let's see what happens. Thank you everyone for watching and commenting so heavily in the chat. If you're watching on the playback and you want to donate something to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are here, but they're also in the description box below. Everyone, this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. Shout out to Bo Lytle. Respect is earned. If you see fit, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you see fit, please smash that like button. I already gave the donation spiel. Please consider joining the Big Words LLC Newsletter. I have my hands in a bunch of different things, not just this. I spend a lot of time writing and blogging, and I'm finishing my book project up. There is a 2-paragraph greeting. If you click this link in the description box, you just scroll down to that subscription button, click that, and then you enter your name in there, and you're part of the list. I send those out monthly. So this time of year, the content is mostly Michigan football. There will be some other things sprinkled in, some Buffalo Bills content. Good win yesterday against the Washington Commanders here in the DMV. And there will be some content related to my book project. And then the NBA will be starting in October. Abdul Gaines and his brother will have a lot to say about the NBA. And I plan to have some collaborators come back to the channel so we can collaborate and talk about things, Michigan football and other things. But in any case, everyone, have a good night. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and to everyone who faithfully smashes the like button. And have a good night. And I'll talk to you after the Nebraska game. So with that, go blue. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Who's got it better than us? Go blue.